Alright, so I wanted to make a tutorial on how to Shaiko peek and where to use it and what it is, and just an overall guide on Shaiko peeking slash quick peeking, right? So what a Shaiko peek is, right, is taken from a pro player from Rainbow Six Siege called Shaiko, and it's a peek used for info. It's sometimes used to get kills, and in jailbird it's used a lot for kills. So yeah. Basically, right, I'm just gonna jump right into it on how to Shaiko peek. What you're gonna do before even Shaiko peeking, right, is you wanna be semi close to the wall, right? I don't like to Shaiko peek really close up. There might be people out there that do. I personally don't, right? I like to find like a good spot in between, right? I don't Shaiko peek close up. I don't Shaiko peek far away. I find like, a happy medium, a good spot where, it's not too far, not too close, right? And I'm always aimed in, right? Just in case, I have to flick over. I always aim in where I'm gonna be peeking at. I'm gonna pre-aim the spot. And yeah, that's basically what you need to do before even Shaiko peeking, right? Alright, now to the Shaiko peek, right? I'm gonna be pre-leaned to the side I'm peeking to, right? So for this specific example, I'm peeking to the right, right? Let's say I peek from the other side. Let's say I want to peek con now. Shaiko peek con, right? I'm gonna be pre-leaned to the left, right? So I'm not gonna peek and then lean. No, I'm gonna be leaned, then peeking, right? Alright. So now that we know to pre-lean, we're not gonna swing like this. We're not gonna swing our whole body out. We're not gonna just walk out, We're gonna look just enough to see this angle, right? The smaller you can do it, this is ideal right here. This is like perfect right here, right? This is even more perfect. Um, is better. So the smaller that you can get it, the better, right? Alright, now that we've pre-leaned and barely peeked, not showed our whole bodies, we're gonna unlean and walk away. Also look at the overlay if you just want to see the button, the Q and E and like the movement that I'm using, right? So I'm gonna do it again slow. I'm gonna be pre-leaned, walk out just enough, right? I'm gonna unlean, walk away, right? It's pretty simple. Be pre-leaned, walk out just enough to see the angle, unlean, walk away, right? I'll do it to my left just so you can see the other way. I'm gonna be pre-leaned, walk out just enough to see, unlean, walk away, right? And as you keep doing it, you'll get faster, and it'll become a shorter and shorter Shaiko peak, right? um, you just gotta be careful not to just like come right here and like stop too early. So sometimes I'll see this like you're still kind of exposed to the peak, right? One thing you gotta remember, right? And this goes for every game, right? The closer you are to a wall, the more that they can see you before you can see them, right? So, um, let's say okay, so let's say I want to look at this peak right here, right? The closer I get to this wall, right, the less I'll be able to see it, right? So now I can't see it. When I'm walking back, I can see it way more. You get it now? That's basically how it works for players as well. The closer you are to a wall, the less you can see it. But now you also got to remember, the closer you are to the wall, the faster your Shaiko peak's gonna look, right? So if you're really close up to it, um, your player is gonna look a lot faster, right? So that's why if you're gonna wide swing, you should probably go really close to the wall because it's gonna look faster. The farther you are from the wall, the slower it's gonna look, right? So honestly, it might be better to Shaiko peek close up. I don't know. I think you should just mess with it, find what you like. And yeah, that's basically the basics of how to Shaiko peek, how I Shaiko peek, and what you can also experiment on. You don't have to Shaiko peek exactly like me. I Shaiko peek with my side buttons. They're just binded to Q and E, right? Um, Most people they use Q and E just on their keyboard. I can use it too, but I don't think I'm that good at it. Like I'm like okay at it. I'm not that good at it honestly. So that's why I use my side buttons. Um, But yeah. All right. Now I want to talk about why the Shaiko peak, right? The Shaiko peak is really good for info, right? It's also good for getting kills, which I'm about to go over in a little bit, but it's mostly good for just info, right? It doesn't expose your whole body. You know, we didn't wide swing or nothing. When we want information, we can get it easily and, you know, just really fast. We can easily spam it over and over and over again to get info. We don't have to come out here, unpeak. Come out here, unpeak. Come out here, unpeak. Come out here, unpeak, you know? We don't have to run out, unpeak, run out, unpeak, right? It's just one fast, fluid motion, right? Easy to get information. We don't have to just guess when they're about to peak, when they're about to swing. So yeah, it's good for that. And you know, another reason why this peak is so good is because of peaker's advantage, right? So one thing about this game that is like the main reason why we Shaiko peak is because peaker's advantage. We can't just sit out in the open, right? And just hold something, right? And the reason is because of peaker's advantage, right? So let's say I'm just proning right here, right? And somebody, bruh. Alright, and then somebody is coming from blue, right? If I swing from blue, I will get to see this person prone on the ground way before they can see me. And the reason for that is because of ping and, you know, and basically how that works is when I move around, right? This is a multiplayer game, right? So when I'm moving around, it has to get sent from my computer to the server and then to another person's computer, right? So that takes time. It's not instant. It can be optimized to be slower or faster and faster, right? But it's not instant, right? So I have a little bit of a no. In this game, I have a big advantage when I swing first, right? So yeah, that's why you can't just be out in the open. You know, you can be out in the open if you're at a good like off angle, right? So this is not really a well now this is an angle that people expect, but you know when it was still fresh, people really didn't expect it as much. So yeah, you can still be out in the open. You just need to be careful when you're doing that. You need to like have good timing. You know, um, you can't really just be sitting right like this, right out in the open. No, 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 no. Like you got to be prone on the ground somewhere. You know, like on an off angle, right? Just don't be just like sitting right here, bro. Just, I mean, right here is an off angle, low key. You might be able to get a kill here, but you know, um, you might be able to get a trade or something. I have no idea, right? So that's basically like why Shaiko peeking is so good. It's just so good for info, right? I want to show how to get kills with Shaiko peek though, right? So let's say I'm storage, I'm Shaiko peeking right, and I see somebody, right? They're also Shaiko peeking me, or just like peeking me in general, right? What I'm gonna do is I can pre-fire them, right? So while I'm Shaiko peeking, I can just, right? I can just while I'm Shaiko peeking, just shoot, right? And basically, what I do personally is I don't Shaiko peek and then shoot. I shoot like right before I'm about to Shaiko peek, right? And that basically allows me, I guess, to shoot first in a way. Like, you know, you don't want to be, you might mistime your shots, so that's why I just shoot right before I'm about to Shaiko peek. Another thing I do, right, is a Shaiko peek. I might see them out prone, right? And you can pre-fire the prone because a lot of people also sometimes prone this. So, you know, you can also just pre-fire the head though. But yeah, that's basically what I do. Also wanted to show a poor man's version of a Shaiko peek. It's probably slower, but you know, people that are mobile, it's gonna be harder to Shaiko peek. So yeah, this will maybe help you. If you just can't get it down or you know whatever the reason may be. And it's basically just you jump, right? You're gonna just jump out, and when you do that, you're gonna run away, right? And this is basically gonna do the same thing of like moving your camera back, but it's not gonna fully move your camera back. It's only gonna move it just straight, right? So you're gonna jump out, and when you jump out while you're in the air, you're gonna run back. And it's especially good on this spot because of this little hole right here. You know, nobody's just gonna flick up and just easily hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard shot to hit, especially just in the moment of a game, right? So that's basically how you use it. It's the exact same thing. You're gonna be pre-leaned, right? You know, doing it. I don't really ever do this, and I have no idea how good it is. You know, might surprise some people. I have no idea, but you know, just You know, maybe use it once in a while. I don't know. Someone honestly needs to test how fast or slow it is, or how it looks, because I've never really seen anyone else do it. I've really only been the only one to do it, so I have no idea how it looks. Um, and I also want to talk about where to Shaiko peek, right? So Shaiko peeking, this is probably actually you can Shaiko peek this. You just gotta be careful of this window. Let's bring up a really bad example. All right, right here, right? You don't want to Shaiko peek this because of this hole right here. That's obvious, right? You don't really want to Shaiko peek open areas like this. Or you don't want to Shaiko peek like a big fat area, right? If I'm looking like this, right? I have so much space I can get shot from, right? So ideally, you would want to clear each angle, right? So you're gonna Shaiko peek this maybe a couple times, Shaiko peek that a couple times, Shaiko peek this a couple times, right? You're gonna like make your way down the list, right? And even then, you know, it might just be better to just get a good timing. Just walk in, you know, try to just kill some people. Because in this game, you know, it's a small map. People can easily rotate around, right? So you don't really want to Shaiko peek this whole big area from just here, you know what I'm saying? Because let's say I'm Shaiko peeking this, right? In between my Shaiko peeks, right? Somebody could easily just walk out and just shoot me, right? So you don't want to Shaiko peek a big area. You really just want to Shaiko peek a certain angle. Unless this angle, let's say I have like a frost smoke here, then I can just Shaiko peek this angle, you know? You don't want to be Shaiko peeking, you know, big areas. Unless you have them under control. Like this is a big area, right? But I can Shaiko peek it because there's only one area they can come from, right? This right here, I can Shaiko peek if I have con control, because even if it's a big area, I have control over all of it, right? So yeah, that's basically the basics of Shaiko peeking. And the poor man Shaiko peek, I guess. I don't know. Start spamming it a bunch. You know, develop the natural ability of just Shaiko peeking, I guess. Like over time, Shaiko peeking just becomes so easy that you don't even have to think about it. You can just do it over and over and over and over again. And that's basically the point that you want to get to. You don't want to have to think about your Shaiko peeks anymore. You just want to be able to do them when you need them. And you know, they shouldn't, your Shaiko peak shouldn't be the only thing you use. There's a lot more to the game, but this one peak will take you from being terrible to being above average. Most players in this game do not know how to Shaiko peak, or they don't know how to Shaiko peak well. So yeah, start using this in your ranked games, and you will see major improvement.